So welcome back to this evening ongoing meditation. And bring your mind and heart to this present moment, aware of your sitting body. Settle down yourself on the primary object, whichever primary object you've been using. So spend time settling down, grounding yourself. By simply observing the object rising, falling, as breathe in, breathe out, rising, falling. In the practice of a meditation, I have been guiding and encouraging you all to attain the calmness of the mind by using the object and playing with the object in different ways, so that mind tames, mind tamed, and we will be able to train it properly which way and how we would like it to be. So initial stage is to try to be with one object. And every time when you practice, you will realize that mind tend to wander around, move around into the thoughts, into the memories, and into the future, worrying and anxious. And you may wonder that why whenever you meditate, these thoughts occur, and why this is distracts every time when I meditate. In reality, we all are still thinking and are distracted quite often, or maybe all the time while we are not meditating. And we are constantly moving, constantly changing our postures and doing something, and there won't be any moment that you do nothing. Whenever you are doing nothing, you feel like there's something missing. And as a result of that, we will not be listening, or we will not be observing these distractions or the thoughts that's taking place. So we are simply unaware of it, although it's happening at all the time. It's like a volcano under the beneath of this earth. There is a constant volcano is going on. Our mind is like that too, boiling and wondering and thinking it all the time. But we are unaware of it because we change our posture all the time. It's called a santati, hiding the reality. So constantly moving, hiding the reality that we are having thoughts and distracted. So whenever we come to meditate, as soon as we give this mind to think of only one object, then suddenly we realize that mind never stays in the intended object but goes on wondering and trying to grasp so many other things, and which is we known it as distraction. And we push hard ourselves, push hard on ourselves to disconnect those distractions and focused on the intended object. So there is a desire, a strong desire to push things away and get things what we want. And in that way, we will not get any concentration, any happiness, but frustration, disappointments, unhappiness. So the moment when we meditate, we become aware of those distractions. And at first stage, we try to ignore by focusing an object on the primary object. Secondly, we recognize them, observing, acknowledging, noting, and let go of that thought with the consciousness coming back to the primary object. So returning back to the object again and again is called anupassana. So coming back again and again at the reference point that we have created. And the third stage, we are no more coming back, but we take it as an object of a meditation. We leave our primary object and pay attention to that new object, a visiting object. It's called agantuka, alambana, visiting object. And we spend time absorbed with it, simply understanding the reality of it. And accepting that. The moment when we accept the reality of the objects, suddenly mind simply dispassionate about it, wanting to move on to something else. But since we've been working with the primary object, mind becoming familiar with that object, if there is no dominant any sensations or any objects or any thoughts, mind automatically tends to come or think about the primary object. And that's how we will be in the present moment at all the time. Every feelings that arises as we become mindful of it, we are in the present moment. A moment by moment, moment by moment. So we are not forcing ourselves to be on one object, fixed view. And also we are not expecting to attain the serenity all the time, but learning from the natural process of what's happening. But yes, initially we have to push a little bit harder in the practice, like sitting still, try to focus on the primary object, just to gain the mental power, mental strength. And this we can do while we are sitting. So initially, we are spending much of the time observing the bodily contemplation, anything that's happening within the body, with the help of a sensation of feelings. And mind is at present watching, observing, seeing. And secondly, we become more aware of the feelings in different parts of the body. And we recognize those parts through the feeling. And this feeling itself, again conditioned, always relying on something arises. Without condition, there is no feeling. The more we become mindful, sati becomes stronger, then we will be able to notice that each feelings that we are noticing what's happening in our body, basically there is a mind at all the time called consciousness. Being conscious of each and every activities. So mind is present there at all the time. And this mind, again, normally like to go on to the pleasant sensation, dislike the unpleasant sensation. And that's how it hinders our practice if we are not mindful enough to see that mental state. So, with this in mind, begin with settling down, grounding yourself on the foundation, just to gain the mental strength, the power, and gradually learning any other sensations that occurs in our body, and noticing feelings and mental activities. So continue practicing until you hear the gong. Now we'll practice the loving kindness meditation. So bring your attention to the moment here and now. Observe the physical body, the sensation. Bring your attention to the body, aware of sensations, observing whatever sensations are there. And bring that attention to your hands, observing whatever sensations are there. And to your heart, connecting with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion towards yourself. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from ill will, hatred, anxiety, troubles of body and mind. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from the dear one, our parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends, and relatives. And whatever beings are there, visible and invisible beings. With the thought of a kindness and compassion, empathy, sympathy, hoping, wishing them to be free, wishing them to be happy, spreading the goodwill, the thought of kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. Whatever beings there are, may they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from sufferings, may they be free from hurtfulness, hatred, calamities, may they be liberated. Whatever good actions or wholesome deeds that I have accumulated, I share with you for your good and happiness. May this be cause for your welfare and happiness. May no harm come to you. May no danger come to you. May you be liberated, liberated. May all beings be free from hate, free from troubles, free from anxiety, free from ill will, free from hurtfulness, hatred, calamities. May all beings be happy. Bring your attention to your hands, aware of the sensations in your hands and to your body, and to your eyes. And as you hear the gong slowly coming up from meditation, and reflect for a while.